And then, like, we basically cornered this kid and told him not to tell anybody. So, like, dude, like, you can't tell anybody. Like, dude, you have no idea. Like, we'd get so much trouble. Like, you want to be chill.
On aboard the choo-choo train.
Check a look.
Welcome, everybody, to Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Ryan Wolf. We are live from Savant Studios. Joining me today, I have
PokéMaster Troy Osborn.
PokéMaster Troy Osborn is here. Thank you for being here. Tatty Troy is here. It's a new nickname.
What's Tatty?
Tatty Troy.
I only have one tattoo.
Not pretty soon.
I don't know when I'm going to get it.
Tell the listeners about your new tattoo.
My wife and I are going to get matching tattoos.
It's a terrible idea. What if you get divorced?
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
It will happen. It will happen.
But anyway,
happens to 70% of people.
I'm 100% sure it
odds.
won't happen.
Yeah.
But what if?
What if
Then you'll
it's
just
canon?
have a cool tattoo.
It's canon.
I have
In
a cool
in the
tattoo.
multiverse, it happens, and it's canon now.
So we're going to get matching tattoos. It's going to be my birthday, her birthday, and the date we were married. But not just anyway. It's going to be Pokemon numbers. So mine is 12/22/88. And that means that I would have the Pokemon. I closed the email.
Good idea.
That was a terrible
You were ready
idea.
for this
Preparation.
segment and everything. We
Yep.
talked
The
about
prep, man.
Yep.
The prep is on point today.
So 12/22/88. That is Butterfree, Fearow, and Grimer. And
Okay.
then hers is 1/4/91, and that's Bulbasaur, Charmander, Cloyster.
Hers are way better. not
Yes.
gonna lie.
I agree.
we're
and
doing
then our
Grimer.
and then I'll see if you guys
on.
can figure out the puzzle for when we were married. Metapod,
God.
Wait, hold on.
Metapod, Squirtle, Kakuna.
How am I supposed to know? What do you mean?
they're the Pokemon
like
numbers.
The numbers.
Pokedex numbers.
Pokedex. I wouldn't know.
So Squirtle is 4.
You're wrong.
No, well, see, he would be it wouldn't be 4. It would be 5 or no.
9.
Nine.
Bulbasaur.
9.
Bulbasaur.
Not a
I-
math podcast, Troy.
9. 11. 9.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Very nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool. So you said there was 2 different dates, 3 total tattoos.
Well, 3
4 total tattoos.
3 dates.
Okay.
My birthday, her birthday, and
And then the day you were
yeah.
wed.
So technically, that's 3,
Now,
6,
if
9
you-
Pokemon.
If you do get divorced,
I have 9 Pokemon.
do you get another date tattooed? Commemorate that as well.
You know, why
I
not?
mean, ultimately, it's just another Pokemon tattoo.
Yeah.
So,
I just have a bunch of Pokemon lined up. Like,
like,
All
people
the-
have
all
like
the-
barcodes and shit.
all the
Morse
important
code.
dates are on my back.
Pokemon.
Everything that's ever happened.
When you die, your corpse, we're gonna have to lay you upside, like face down in the casket. It's gonna be like
sorry, I should get it on my chest.
right here.
Thing.
your fucking shirt off in the casket.
These are all his important dates.
Right? Yeah.
This is like a timeline. This is Troy's sacred timeline.
Yep. Here's Troy's birthday. Here's Ryan's birthday.
Yeah.
Here's the day his kids were born. All right. Also today, joining me, I have
Freaking Colin Giffy.
Colin
That's
Giffy.
not how you say
back
it.
on the year.
Colin freaking Giffy.
There we go.
Gosh. Man.
I think
changed
it was
nothing up.
I got
freaking
my
Colin
own-
Giffy on a couple of the first episodes before we really got
Yeah,
into
I
a
don't
video groove.
I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Freaking Giffy.
I'm in multiple things on the pod.
Are
Have
you?
you?
I don't know. I've been called Arnold a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's your fantastic impression.
I just immediately
Jeff?
become my impressions.
It's Jeff.
You brought a story today, Colin. You almost stabbed a guy.
My God. You're not in the current present time.
Oh. So was it recent?
But it happened.
I was about 7 years old, and so that was about a couple years ago.
Couple years.
like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 years ago, I was
Yeah.
7 years old. Yeah, totally.
If the statute of limitations is not up on this story, we better not tell it in a public forum. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
That was a big statement. Anyway, so there was me and my brother grew up in this kind of a hillbilly block.
In the hood, you can say it.
No, kind of, yeah, kind of. I would say the place, but
In the sticks.
in the sticks, yeah. Anyway, we were outside playing basketball one day, and me and my brother are about 2 years apart, so I was probably 7 or maybe younger. He was probably 9, so both pretty young, pretty dumb.
Okay.
Anyway, there was these dudes that were definitely adults walking around the block, and for some reason they started like trying to bully us. I don't know if they were like saying names or whatever. Or maybe we started it. I don't know. Maybe I just started yelling. Maybe I was the person that started it. I don't know.
Maybe you're the bully.
Anyway, so I don't really know how the story progressed to this, but all I remember is these dudes made me so upset that I went back into my garage where we kept all of our like outdoor equipment, and I grabbed a hockey stick.
Hell yeah.
And then I ran outside to the block and started whacking this dude in the legs with a hockey stick. And the funniest thing is, because Phil's telling this story on his stream, and like I didn't remember this at all until he started talking about it.
Really?
Like this completely flooded my memory. Don't know how, but like I was like, oh, I thought it ended at the hockey stick, and that was it. And then he continues talking, and he's like, yeah, but then they came around again, and he runs inside, grabs a steak knife out of the block. Just runs back outside chasing these dudes with the knife while I'm like, oh my God.
Jesus
Did I really
Christ.
do that? And then I remember getting in trouble with my dad. Like, I don't know how I completely forgot about that.
Man.
Yeah. I tried
awesome.
stabbing somebody when I was a
That's
kid.
awesome.
I don't know if I was like wanting to stab. I don't think I would have. Like,
I mean, they were bullies. They deserve to be
They were
stabbed.
bullies, but I'm pretty sure I was just trying to like be funny, but also like scare them out, like trying to act tough and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I got this knife. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, yeah. Even though you could probably kill me with that same knife.
Did you get bullied in school?
Not a whole lot, actually. No,
Were you the bully?
no. I wouldn't say I was. I wouldn't say I was.
Of course you
Okay, I take that back. In
That's
middle
what the
school,
bully would say.
In middle school, in
You
middle
were either bullied or you were the bully, you fucking dick.
in middle school, I did have this crush. Okay, like I had this crush on this chick.
Okay.
Can't remember her name. Can't remember who she was.
Wow.
Like there was a couple
Deep
of them.
impact
Anyway,
there that she
I had this friend at the time, and like I'd basically use him and almost to like try to impress her. So sometimes like I would either make fun of him or I'd throw a ball at him or do something dumb, and then like
Wait. Did you let him know about this plan?
No,
Or were
I
you
was
like-
no.
like, Hey man,
Looking back, I know
when
that's
Cynthia comes around.
No.
And I like you. You're my friend. But when Cynthia comes around,
I'm gonna kill you.
Smack you. And dude, I like you. Okay, I like you.
I said those guys elementary school.
Okay.
I think I was 4th or 5th grade. Anyway,
For the purposes of the story, her name's Cynthia.
her name is
Just so you
Cynthia.
know.
Anyway, I'm trying to impress Cynthia.
Yeah.
And throwing this ball at this kid and whatnot. And then like maybe a few months to a year go by. I don't know how long it was. My memory sucks. But anyway, the guy that I was doing this to came up and told me that I was like that he saw me as a bully, and I saw him as a friend.
Oh god.
So like it hit me so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, you're 100% right. I totally am.
Yeah.
And then like we became best friends after that though. So but yeah, I was really heartbroken when he told me. I was like, dude, I definitely didn't mean it that way. I promise.
Right.
But like a lot of bullies are like that.
Just
man.
trying to be cool.
You know, that's how it is. Hey, some of y'all are bullies out there. You don't realize it. And one
Yeah.
day you're gonna find out.
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Look at yourself
before
in the
you
mirror.
throw stones.
Yeah, before you run outside with a kitchen knife.
Right. Yes. Before you
Steak
throw
knife.
stones, ask yourself, why are you throwing this stone? Or a steak knife. as it were.
Or a hockey stick.
Hockey stick, too.
This is a life advice
Also-
podcast.
Also,
Come here every week. We're actually going to start another podcast. It's going to be a philosophical conversation.
yes.
And we're going to do it tomorrow.
Oh,
And we're going to do it
little
live.
earlier than I thought.
We're going to do it live probably around midnight. So like a few hours from now.
live at midnight.
Live at midnight. Philosophical
train of
podcast.
philosophy.
Yep. We're going to have a glass of whiskey. We're going to sit
You
down
know,
and talk.
I'm going to be honest. I am okay with not being invited to this podcast.
Oh. Well,
Talking
fuck
about
you
life
then.
things.
I don't understand philosophical.
Or Ryan doesn't want to talk if we're talking about our kids.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that.
We'll have the dad podcast at like just 7 a.m.
I don't know if I can
tomorrow.
roll my eyes harder than that.
7 a.m. Saturday mornings. That's what it is. 7
I'm
a.m.
not doing a dad
Saturday
cast, Troy. It's not happening.
7 a.m. Saturday
doing a
mornings. We'll
dadcast.
do it.
Oh my
Fine.
God.
What are you calling it? Name of the podcast now.
Crazy
did.
Train of Dads.
All right.
I'm in.
That kind of sounds like a porno. But if you're still in,
It's the X-rated version.
yeah.
I'm married.
It's only going on OnlyFans. Wow, never mind.
Oh no. Well, it still can until October.
October. Okay, that's a shutdown.
September's gonna be a good month, boys. We're rolling the dough.
We're going to ride this train till it goes off the rails.
Oh God.
I was bullied when I was really young, like kindergarten age. These kids that were just a little bit older than me would just pick on me on the playground every day.
It was me.
It wasn't. They were in Troy's grade, though,
Yeah.
until he got put in my grade.
True story, though.
Yeah. And I remember like really being upset about it and talking to my grandpa and I like
I can see your
I
grandpa
had
saying,
my
well, fuck
grandpa
those guys.
I had my grandpa and my mom like I was telling them both at the same time, right? And my mom's like, well, you know, you just got to ignore them and just ignore them and they won't tease you anymore. And so like, okay, I'll try that. And so like it went on, still fucking bullied me even though I tried to ignore them. And then I went back to my grandparents' house and he asked me, you know, like following up, like, hey, are those bullies still bothering you? Like, yeah. Yeah, the ignoring them didn't work, Grandpa. Just as I suspected. They still
right.
saw me on
You
the
old fool.
So he was like, all right, have you ever punched anyone?
Dang.
I'm like-
I like your grandpa.
No. Like, I'm 5.
Good.
No.
I regretted it after I said it.
So he's like, all right, do you know how to punch anyone? Like, no. He's like, all right, here's where you got to hit him. So he tells me that I've got to, like, fix this bully situation with violence.
Yeah.
My grandpa's solution.
Oh yeah.
So,
Boomer energy, baby. Let's get it. Boomer energy.
you know, all right, next week, go to the playground,
Oh yeah.
start bothering me. So the meanest one of the 3 is always 3 of these dudes together. Like, I just walked up, punched him in the fucking stomach. And so the other 2, you know, like, what? Ryan just punched this motherfucker. And yeah, they left me alone after that.
And then you were friends with them later.
I was
later
not
in life.
friends with them. They were a little trashy. And I think even as a kid, you know, probably instilled by my mom. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
They probably still get punched randomly today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Payback for being shitheads. They're still, I'd
they listen to this
imagine,
podcast.
I'd imagine they are still shitheads if I had to guess.
I mostly got along with everybody. Like obviously if people were bullying, I was never the type of person that would like egg on the bullying, Troy. Making fun of Troy because he didn't know what was egging on. But anyway.
He knew. He just didn't know how to
messing.
spell it.
I'm messing. I'm sorry if I bully you, Troy.
Yeah, just now. You are the bully.
I knew it. Punch me in the stomach. I'll take it. Come on. Do it. I'm waiting. Yeah, no, I got along mostly with everybody, and
You looking for a Tilly, buddy? Let's have a Donnybrook.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was the type of person, but like if you mess with me, I'd mess with you back harder. And
Yeah.
sometimes I would take it too far. Like if somebody threw something at me, I'd be like, all right, whole tray's going in your face. Like,
You mean like if
Like, if
somebody's
somebody threw a
bothering
piece
you
of
outside
food-
of your house, you go and get a knife?
yeah, exactly. They walk by my house. I'm like, listen, I'm going to walk by your house, but with a knife.
Yeah,
I did
can
play.
see
I
that.
did play the one-up game a lot. Like if somebody did something to me, I would just do it back harder and be like, try something else. Let's see what happens after that. Like I was an intimidating person. Like I'm only 5'7". Like
Got
I can step on your toes. What you can do?
Did you ever have any fights in school?
I personally did not. Most fights ended in conversation. I really wanted to punch people.
Yeah.
But every time I got in a fight, I'm like, you hit me first and I'll finish it. Like that was just how every conversation went. Like I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna hit you first, but if you initiate it, that's my rule. I will fight back. But I'm not gonna be the type of person that strikes out in anger. I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna piss you off.
you're better than me.
After
had
that
one
one
fight.
initial like thing, when I was a kid, I never got into fights.
Yeah.
But that surprises me, Troy.
I was on the football field in middle school. You know how the middle school we had the football field
Yeah.
during recess. We'd all play
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And one of the little short kids he was in your grade, I believe, and I was in the above grade. And he just, I don't know, he started picking on me. I've had 2 fights, one with my brother, but brotherly ones don't count, right?
I have not had
Were there
a
knives
full-on
involved?
fist fight.
No. Actually, I don't think I ever hit him.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. I fight the same way always. And especially because everybody that tries to fight me is smaller than me, like Colin or smaller.
Yes.
So this kid was like, he was not playing football correctly. And he was throwing
That
punches.
upset you.
And it upset me. Like, you don't throw punches in football. You know this.
You tackle.
You play football. Like, I don't, and I know this. So I got pissed off, and he started to try and fight me. So I picked him up and threw him on the ground.
Like you do
And
in
like-
football.
Yeah. Like,
Just
this
play
is
the
how
game.
this-
It's more aggressive. Like you can get a full on concussion that will ruin you for the rest of your life just by
Yeah.
hitting heads. That's all
So
you got to do.
I just
Headbutt him.
picked this kid up and threw him as far as I could. And he like laid there and was like stunned that I did that. And I felt like I won that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like.
That's basically the same thing as my brother's fight.
Yeah.
It happened the same way. He was
just
really
threw him-
mad at me, and he kept
You just
walking.
Hulk raged out and fucking threw him.
He was coming up to me and like hitting me and punching me and slapping me, and I wasn't gonna hit him because he's way smaller than I am.
Yeah.
So I picked him up and threw him on the ground, turned around and kept walking. And then he came at me and he started hitting me again. I turned around and picked him up, threw him on the ground, and walked away. Third time he came, he hit me. I turned around, I picked him up, I threw him on the ground, and then I sat on him. And I was gonna let him calm down like that.
Yeah.
Until my cousins and my mom got involved, and they were like, "You're gonna hurt him. You're gonna." I was like, I'm right here. I'm not hurting him. He's gonna calm down. He didn't calm down because they made me let him up.
You should have played that Taylor Swift song for him.
Which one?
The You Need to Calm Down.
Oh yeah, that wasn't out yet.
Me and my brothers used to just kind of like punch, like just randomly punch each other kind of thing. Didn't usually in the face, usually like really hard in the arm. We'd do it back, and then one of us would just give up because it hurts.
Just stop.
Yeah, basically, we would just keep hitting each other back and forth. It was never like, there was one instance where my brothers fought, and I was the spectator. And that one
Really?
was great. Like
I have also
we
spectated
had just
fights. It's so good.
my parents had just split, so there was a lot of emotion going
Yeah.
on. And we moved into an apartment building. There's people that live below us. Anyway, I was sitting there playing Grand Theft Auto 4. It's pretty great. Yeah,
Right.
Grand Theft
How old
Auto
were
4,
you?
I was
Fine.
I was still in
fine.
school.
I
Like,
agree.
I don't really know what age I was actually, but I think what year did GTA 4 come out? It was like 2009, 2010, maybe before that. Kind of older game.
It's 2010.
2010.
Sounds right.
2010 sounds right. But anyway, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4 online.
No, it had to
No?
be before that. Grand Theft Auto 5 was last gen.
2013, 2014.
So that would have been 2012 because the Xbox One launched in 2013. So 5 was like at the tail end of that generation. So 5 might have came out in 13, but it was 12 or 13, and that would have taken them at least 5 years to make.
Yeah.
So it would have been 2008.
Yeah,
for
2008 or 9.
for Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah. It's probably right then. But I was playing it, and then all of a sudden my brothers just started punching the crap out of each other. I don't know what caused it, but Phil, the younger of the two, smashed the other one's head into a lamp.
Oh,
like
man.
straight on, like Splinter Cell Conviction. Boom! Like I was like, whoa! And then like Phil came out on top, the youngest of the two, and just punched the crap out of him. My dad taught us how to beat people up when we were kids. So,
Yeah.
like, apparently Michael never really focused too hard on that. But Phil took it to his advantage. Like, yeah, Dad taught me how to do this. So he started wailing on him, and then my mom comes home, Michael's bleeding all over the sink, and Phil's just like fine.
Jesus.
And then Michael had to go to school with Phil and say, "Oh, my little brother beat me up."
Everybody was like, Colin?
yeah, bro.
Fucking bully.
Yeah, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, Colin's a bully.
go.
We knew that.
There was a meme that was going around of us three. Somebody made a meme on Facebook when it first started becoming more popular.
Yeah.
And I was still in middle school at this time. My brothers were in high school. And I think it was right around the time they got in that fight. And there was a meme going around of us three. We went and got our pictures done. We were standing like back to back, basically.
Yeah.
And it said, "We came here to fuck bitches." It had been shared all over Facebook.
Oh my
over the school,
God.
Over the school community. Our brothers got pulled out of school for it. And they're like, "Do you know who did this?" They're like, "No." Like, how would I? Are you serious?
It was me.
It was me. I did. I was
was
younger
Colin.
too. I never heard about it. I came home. My mom's like, "Do you know anything about this?" I'm like, "No." Like, why would I post that?
A similar thing happened to me, but not with me. Like my sister, Kennedy, was still in school, and there was a picture of her and her boyfriend Clay together. And in the picture, it's like my sister and her boyfriend, and then another guy has come into the picture and like
photobombed?
Yeah, to photobomb. And so like Clay's smiling, looking at the camera. The guy is also looking at the camera. Kennedy is not looking at the camera. She's like side eye over at that motherfucker, like back the fuck off. And so
It's me at 7-Eleven.
so I made a meme and I put it on Instagram. It may still be on our Instagram. I don't remember if I put it up there or not. But like, it's just like the 4-square progressive zoom in, and then it like really big on Kennedy's eyes, and all it says is "back the fuck off." And I thought it was really funny. And Kennedy also thought it was really funny, so she reposted on her Instagram, and my mom was like, "You gotta take that down." And I'm like, "What? Why?
Yeah.
Why do I? One, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I do not have
Yeah.
to take that down.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Come at
I
me.
don't care who you
Come at me
are."
illegally. I don't give a shit. You're not even my mom anymore. I live for this meme.
But my mom made my sister take it off her Instagram. It's like, it's so dumb. It's just dumb. Come on,
Yeah.
Mom.
I have a little fun with it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. I've been there.
Okay.
School stories, man. That
Yeah.
took another turn. I liked it though.
You mentioned your brother getting his head smashed in that lamp.
Yes.
I saw a fight like that in school. And
Yeah.
it was a total cheap shot. These two dickheads that I didn't like, a couple years younger than me, this kid runs up behind this kid. He's just walking down the hall, right? And these kids, they had not gotten along for a while. It's over a girl, like, just dumb. And it was high school shit, dumb high school shit. He runs up behind this kid. This kid is like shading towards the left of the hallway because of traffic flow. So out of nowhere, this kid runs up and grabs the side, like right here, grabs him by the head and just smashes his fucking head into the lockers.
Oh my gosh.
So awesome. And this kid, he like turns around and then immediately like fucking fist flying. Yeah, it was good. It was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
Man, I missed all the fights and
I guess you missed that one.
There was
yeah.
a little small fight club craze going on at my
Oh,
school.
really? But that's weird because like Fight Club came out in like 99.
Correct. Somebody must have just watched the movie, like one person, and like, hey, I got this idea.
Right.
And then everyone was like, dude, that sounds amazing. But anyway, the place where they fought was in the bathroom of all places.
Okay.
So at
That makes
lunch,
sense with the bar of soap.
at lunch,
Wait. Should you be telling this story? Rule number 1 of Fight Club. Let's be
I
honest.
wasn't a part of this.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you can tell the story. You will not be breaking any
I was
rules.
an outside, kind of inside spectator because I had to take a piss. Like, I got to go in the
you
bathroom at some
became an
point.
inside spectator.
Like, you know how many times I'd walk in there and some dude would get his fucking face bit? Well, most times they had rules like, no face shots, only body shots.
Oh, come
so
on.
you'd walk in the bathroom, these two dudes are like fucking wailing on each other, and then one of them would get pissed off from the pain and then fucking punch the other one in the face. And I'm like, yeah, we got a real fight now. Smash your head in the fucking urinal. Yeah, it got pretty intense there, and obviously the teachers found out about it. Like, what the fuck are all these dudes in the bathroom coming out looking like fucking shit?
They look like they just got in fights.
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
yeah. So then obviously teachers go in there, and like there usually be somebody on the lookout, like on the outside, just kind of looking around by the drinking fountain, you know, taking sips occasionally. Like, and he'd bust in there. Teacher's coming. Act like you're taking a shit. Like 3 people on the stall, 2 are standing on the toilet. That happened,
Better
dude.
be blowing each other. That's the only reason we all be in here.
Oh my god. Better than what? Oh my god. This is another story. I don't know if I should tell this one or not. 8th grade.
Do it.
Oh
Malcolm
my
can
god.
cut it out if it sucks.
8th grade. This is so. It's really dumb. Anyway, in 8th grade. So my buddy Marcus got this great idea. Well, honestly, I don't know whose idea it was. It could have been mine. We kind of blame, I think him and I blame each other for it.
Yeah.
But I really don't know who was at fault here. But we got this grand idea. I don't know how it came to one of us, but we made the bright idea that we were going to climb in the ceiling tile.
Oh, fuck.
Like in the motherfucking ceiling in 8th grade.
That's
Like,
not
so
for-
like, no, it's
Okay,
not. No, we figured that. Hold on. I'll get
In
there.
the bathroom of the school?
So yeah, so we were trying to find a good place in the school to do it. You know, one where you could actually get up in the ceiling. Dude, how funny it would be if we were in the ceiling while somebody's taking a piss. Like that'd be so funny. So fucking stupid. Anyway, so like we would plan it out every day at lunch. We'd be like, hey man, we're going in the ceiling. Like let's do it. So like. We'd do this for like a week. We'd meet in the bathroom and then like make sure nobody's in there. And if there was, we'd probably like wait outside, do whatever. We'd go in there, we'd jump up on the toilet, on the back of the toilet, kind of climb up the side of the stall, pop open the ceiling, slide the ceiling tile over, and then there was like a metal support beam, pretty sure like an air duct, and that's what we would walk on. So we'd go up there.
How much space did you have?
Probably about like 3 or 4 feet.
Okay.
And we crawled around there for like
Yeah.
a good while. And like I thought it was cool. I felt like I was in Splinter Cell. I'm like, dude, I'm like Sam Fisher right now climbing through the ceiling. It's pretty dope. And then so that went on for a while. And then one day we were like, dude, I'm gonna bring some pie from the local restaurant that sells really good pie, the Amish one. And we're gonna bring some pop. And we're just gonna go up there and we're just gonna hang
You're
out
gonna
and chill.
picnic. You're gonna picnic
we're gonna
in the
picnic in the
ceiling.
ceiling that most likely is like rat, mouse, pest, any pest you can fucking imagine.
Dude, I've been watching a lot of House. This is how the episodes start. Right here.
House. I've been watching a little bit of House too lately.
So good.
Gosh, it's what does he
Can't
always
not
say?
watch
What do you say? He always thinks everybody has Wegners.
It's not lupus.
Yeah, it's Wegners. It's got lupus. Yeah, it's lupus.
not lupus.
Well, it's not lupus. It's not. It could be Wegners. No, it's not Wegners. He talks about it all the time. Anyway, yeah. So we decided to okay, this day we're gonna bring pie. We're gonna bring pop. We're gonna go up in the ceiling. So we decided to go up in the ceiling this time, and we're up there for a good while. We're fine. We got the pie. We got the pop, and we also noticed that there's a lighter up there.
Uh-oh.
So we don't know if somebody caught on.
Right. Is
We don't
this
know-
somebody else's
We don't know
hiding
if
spot?
somebody caught on to our idea or what. But anyway, we're climbing through the ceiling. Marcus decides to put too much weight on one of the tiles, and right as some kid is fucking walking in, Marcus' ass fucking damn near falls through the ceiling, and it's a pretty high rise. Like it's concrete. So like he didn't fall all the way through. So like he was fine. Like he was able to still hold himself up. But obviously the kid walked in, he's like, yo, what the fuck? So like I literally like came to the spot where Marcus fell and fucking dropped out of it, like held onto the side of the wall, and then like dropped myself down. And then like we basically cornered this kid and told him not to tell anybody. So like, dude, like you can't tell anybody. Like, dude, you have no idea. Like, we'd get so much trouble. Like, you want to be chill. Like,
And he's like,
we'll
"Did
leave
you guys
alone."
find my
Like,
lighter?
We're like, Marcus was like, dude, I'll fucking pay you. Like, you name your price. Like, we're like,
So-
this is my first year being at a new school. Like, I had just moved to this school. And like, I've never done stupid shit in school ever. Like, I've usually been a pretty decent kid, but like, I did that for some reason.
Yeah.
So did the
And we told the kid, like, hey, don't tell anybody about this, all right? The kid walks out, and we're like, okay, maybe we can trust him, whatever. Marcus grabs the lighter and makes sure to get rid of it, and he does get rid of it. Anyway,
he swallows
30
it.
minutes later, we get a call to come down to the office, and they had already searched our bags and our lockers. They searched our lockers. They searched everything. Good thing Marcus disposed of the lighter. But the principal asked me if I was like doing drugs up there and stuff. I was like, no, dude, I just wanted to eat S&L's pie and drink pop in the ceiling. Like, I wasn't trying to do.
the hell?
They like assume we were doing the most crazy things ever. Yeah.
Right.
question? Did the pie stay up there when he fell?
No, so we hid the pop in another ceiling in another bathroom.
Oh God, that's probably.
And it was
still
up there for a while. No,
was
we
gonna
got it. We got it out like a month later.
Yeah, I was like, did the pie go bad and start stinking in the
gross.
bathroom?
But I was dumb, so I used to bring one of those little. It was like kind of like had a pocket knife attachment. It's like one of those tool knife things.
Yeah,
like a
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife, exactly. And they found that in my bag, so I obviously got that confiscated.
Suspended.
And so I got suspended for 3 days.
Real talk.
3 days they
Wow.
suspended me, and I also got detention to end the day. So end the day on detention, and then 3 days of no school. As I saw it.
Yeah, hell
And you know what
yeah. You
happened?
play Grand Theft
Guess
Auto
who
4
didn't give out any
and
fucking
ruin your
homework?
life.
Guess who didn't give out any homework during that? My mom took away. I didn't have a phone at this time, but I had this little tablet, and I was using that. And she took that away. Whatever, it's a fucking tablet. I don't give a shit. She's like, yeah, you can play video games though. So I beat God of War 1 and 2 in 3 days. That's all I fucking did. I'm like, yeah, if my kid decides he's gonna climb this ceiling, go for it, dude. You're not gonna regret it.
You're not gonna. And let that be a lesson to you, kids.
That'd be a lesson to you. Dumb story.
Wow.
And it went around too. Like when I got to high school, like, oh yeah, you're the kid that climbed the ceiling. Like that didn't even happen at the school. Like everybody just knew. I was like, all right, cool.
All
I
right.
kind of want to climb on the ceiling now.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture.
Like, how big is their school that they had that much drop?
It's a pretty big,
Right,
it's a pretty
and,
big
like,
school. I mean,
the
it wasn't.
the
It was probably a
ceilings in-
little bit higher than this.
The
Probably not
ceilings in our
much,
school was basically the setup that I have here in the basement,
Yeah.
which is suspended ceiling. And like when I was a kid, I probably would have thought that it held weight, but like it does not.
It doesn't.
No.
You'd have to well, we figured out that you could walk across like 3 of them at a time. But you have to like basically walk like a monkey, like on all fours. And we were able to do that because we were light enough. Like I was probably like 80, 90 pounds. Like
That makes sense.
right,
Yeah,
pretty-
just smaller.
pretty small dude.
Right.
But
But
yeah.
still, he said he had 3 feet of space
Yeah.
on top of
Right.
the air duct.
Yeah, so we were crouching in there. I could crouch walk. So I was like Sam Fisher and Splinter Cell.
But the ceiling tiles themselves held your weight.
No, the air duct did, right?
I think it was mostly like the metal parts.
Okay.
Like whatever.
suspension
We
strut.
basically said stand on whatever's metal. Don't stand on the squares. That was
Okay.
kind of like the general rule of thumb for if you guys ever want to climb in a
For
ceiling.
ceiling
Follow me
climbing.
for pro tips.
You can, go on our TikTok and we'll show you exactly where the struts are that you can climb on in the ceiling.
Also bring a memory wiping device just in case someone walks in on you.
yeah.
Or don't, and then you get 3 days off to play God of War.
There you go.
Choice is yours.
All right, let's move on from that. I played some more Biomutant,
Ooh.
and I think couple episodes ago I was pretty high on that game as a whole.
Yeah. You were pretty high.
I was pretty high. Played some Biomutant.
Sorry, I was pretty high on that game as a whole, and I'm kind of down on it now. I still don't think it's a bad game. Like I was looking at the Metacritic ratings and it's hovering around a 60%. I think it's better than that. If that's a D, I think it's probably like a C if I had to get a letter grade to it. But what it kind of devolves into, like a lot of the charm at the beginning does not carry through very well. So eventually the tasks that you have to do, the quests are a little monotonous. They all devolve into fetch quests. So go here, get this item, and bring it back in some cases to another area. Or once you find it, the quest is just over and you've completed the quest.
Those are my favorites.
Like some of the stuff that I've found is interesting in that, like I found a biohazard suit in one of those quests, which is like, okay, cool. But my radiation resistance is already at 100%. It's like, I don't fucking need this biohazard suit and this is not going to do me any good to even have this thing. The combat, I'm still having fun with the combat and like the loop of like the loot loop of, okay, let me do this battle. Let me gather the loot. Let me upgrade my weapons. Like I'm still enjoying that particular segment of the game, which is really the only thing keeping me playing.
Progression.
Yeah.
Progression.
And there is some character progression too, but like I'm kind of almost to the point now where I've unlocked all but one of the powers that I want.
Yeah.
My guy can levitate. So anytime that I want to, I can just get up in the air
in the game.
and fly around. Oops, sorry. It's not the end of the show yet. We'll play that at the end of the show.
I can levitate.
There's Malcolm queuing me out.
I love
guys, we're gonna ride out to just hear Malcolm, like he doesn't have a mic, you just hear him in the background. Yeah, we're gonna ride out.
I'm gonna levitate right out of this segment.
So yeah, there's only one more power that I have to unlock yet, and that's the one that I talked about in the last episode, where you can basically Hammer of Dawn people. You just point in a direction and it fucking satellites
that looks
from the
so
sky.
cool.
It looks really cool. That's the last one, and I have kind of a while to go before I can unlock that one, because the powers are, that particular set of powers is gated light and dark. So the levitate power is a light power, so I had to like level up my light level in order to unlock the levitate, but it doesn't go away because those aren't polar. Like,
oh, gotcha. Like infamous kind of. Yeah, gotcha.
So you can be level 50 light and level 50 dark, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. Whereas on games like
Infamous,
and even on Mass Effect 3, 2, and 3, it happens, Fable, like that, there just aren't those repercussions in this game. And
you killed a person.
I kind of feel like
lost all your good powers.
Like the game would have mattered more if they had chose to gate those in that way, because
I thought they were the way I was playing.
And like it's not, there's not a whole lot of consequence that you can do in the world.
Yeah.
Like the side quests don't matter.
Yeah.
You can do them if you want to get more loot, if the loot loop is the thing that's keeping you invested. But if that's not doing it, the side quests are more or less just boring fetch things. I'm still enjoying the story, and I have not made very much progress in the story because I've mostly been doing a lot of the side quests, but I think I'm kind of burnt out on that. And I really haven't checked in with it a whole lot since I started the Ascent, just because like that came out and, you know, Biomutant just kind of got a little boring. So I think it's still worth playing, but if you haven't already, don't buy it for $60.
No.
I think probably wait till it goes on sale.
I would at least 30.
30, I think, is probably a reasonable price. I'd imagine by the time
30, 40 somewhere.
Yeah.
But by the time Black Friday rolls around, I think you'll be seeing some deals like that in a price point.
If you get it digital, you're
reasonable.
gonna probably get it for 15, honestly.
Maybe.
Or not digital, physical.
Yeah.
Physical,
So
you could
physical
probably get it for
copy, I think you could
$15.
probably get it for 15. Digital, I doubt it'll go too much below 30.
Yeah.
Just because it came out this year. But there is a little bit of news on Biomutant. It's already a profitable game.
Yeah. They
sold a million copies,
Yeah.
which is cool for a new IP from an unknown developer.
With such a small team, too.
Yeah,
Like,
which
that was
with a really
amazing.
small team, like those guys, this is a successful game. Like they already made money on it, which is cool. I would love to see what these guys can do with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
I think a Biomutant 2 taken, like I think that the world they have crafted, well, the quests are not interesting. It is fun to run around in that world.
I do like it, running around in it for
Yeah,
sure.
it's fun to explore that environment. They've got a
Once you
huge,
told me I could explore, it was
Yeah.
fun to explore.
yeah, they've got a huge variety of like places to go to and things to see, even if the quests, like I said, that send you to those places are not very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that there's much more to say about Biomutant. Check out our game time on Biomutant if you have not played it. Kind of want to hear more in depth about our thoughts on what we thought when I was playing it. I think Colin, you were on that episode, right? Colin and Malcolm were on that game time. Have either of you played the Ascent yet?
I have not played the Ascent, no.
I literally turned it on last night and got to the main character creation screen, hit random a couple times, got a
Right.
guy with purple hair and was like,
you go.
that's my guy. And then I looked at the time and I was like, I got to get up pretty early. And I turned it off.
Nah. Okay.
It kind of reminds me of Dead Nation.
I watched you play it. And I mean, I want to play it.
Yeah.
I think we should all play it.
Yeah, it's
same
three.
time.
It's 3-player co-op, so I think that's probably going
That's
to
probably
be
the next game-
our next game
game time, right?
time.
yeah.
What is Dead Nation?
Dead Nation was a top-down stick. Is that what I call it? Stick shooter?
Twin stick shooter.
Twin stick shooter.
Yep.
For PlayStation 3 that I played, and that was also it was a zombie game, and that I can't remember it too vividly, but like I just remember it being fun as hell. Like I played the shit out of this game, especially with my brother. I think it was either 2-person co-op or you could have up to 4. I think it was one of the two. I can't remember. But man, that game, like you'd have like different boss sizes. Like you'd have like big zombies, and they would obviously take longer to kill. They'd just blow up, like lots of blood. It's a very graphical game, actually, especially for being on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that game. I can't think too much about it or who made it. I don't know a lot of people that have played it. I think it was free on PlayStation Network for a while.
What's it
I think
called?
Okay.
Dead Nation. Gosh, that game. I've always wanted to play that game. I was trying to get it on PC. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, I've played this game when I was basically a kid when it came out. And
Right.
It was made by Housemark.
No shit.
Like, wait, is that the people?
They just made Returnal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Housemark and Climax Studios.
Nice.
It was a good game. I missed that game a lot. I need to start playing it again. But that game reminds me a lot of the Ascent. Reminds me a lot of it. So
It's
I wonder
only
if-
PS4, PS Vita, and PS3.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't get on PC.
Wow.
PlayStation exclusive. Dang.
Yeah.
It's on PlayStation
but
5?
If it's
No.
PS,
But you could probably get it on PS4.
that's what I'm saying. If it's PS4, they were saying 99% backwards compatibility. I don't know if that holds up because I don't own any fucking PlayStation games. So I have no idea. But
Spider-Man. That's all you need.
yeah. So yeah, I've been delving into the Ascent a lot more. I've made it to the second kind of world that you explore. I'm really, really enjoying the combat. So I think when I last talked about it on the podcast, I was still more or less stuck with kind of the base weapons. I have since unlocked an assault rifle, and by unlocked, I mean found. You don't really unlock weapons. You find them looted from corpses usually, or places like boxes in the environment to loot. I have a riot shotgun and an assault rifle, and I also explored like the city a little bit further and found a way to upgrade them. So there's a gunsmith in town that will upgrade your weapons. There seems to be like 3 different sets of currency for updating your weapons. I was a little confused by it because when I went to one particular gunsmith, he charged me like an increasing amount of, so like level 1 was 1 point, level 2 was 2 points. So like every time it went up in level, it went up in the amount of points it was to achieve that level. It's like, all right, that makes sense. But then when I went to the second city, or the second part of the city, I guess, that guy was again charging me only 1 point for upgrading my level 6 weapon. And I was like, wait, the fuck? And like, some people in the reviews complained about this game being really glitchy and stuff. And I have not had any problems in terms of glitches. I found there was a frame rate hitch as I was going up and down an elevator, but like,
It's an elevator.
that's not that big of a deal. Like, there's not that many elevators, and I really haven't had any glitched quests
When
or
I
anything.
turned mine off, my guy was in the elevator going up, I believe.
Well, so there's that elevator that's kind of like, and that's that quote unquote elevator, the loading screen that like to load in the second city.
Yeah.
And you're, obviously it's called the Ascent. Like you're going up in tiers. And one thing like the elevator that I'm talking about that was glitching was just like within the same environment to get from one like level, like the city part and dropping down to kind of the sewers part, was just a little bit, the frame rate glitched a little bit. That's all I had, but I didn't have any quest glitches or anything like that. Going from city, I'm going to call it level 1 to level 2. I thought it was cool that like, okay, this elevator's technically in the canon going up, and like the city is getting cleaner as I go up, which I thought was kind of a cool touch. It reminded me of like some old school Star Wars games where that kind of stuff happens in KOTOR, where like the sewer level is all really dirty and nasty, and then when you go up to the top level of Terrace, like it's super clean, everything's like sparkling.
Yeah.
And there's not really an in-between in that game. But yeah, I just thought it was a neat touch that there's way less trash as you're going up, and like the environment's nicer, like the buildings look nicer, like all that stuff. It just kind of adds a touch to the game that I thought was nice of them to put in there. I do kind of have some issues with not so much the progression in that game, but like the environments are massive and your character is rather small on screen, which is imposing at first. And you're kind of like, man, like there's a lot to explore here, but there's not really that much to explore. Like there's a huge area, but there's not necessarily that much to find within those areas, especially once you've traversed them one time.
Yeah. Kind of how Detonation was too.
And like once you've been through, I think I might have ran into a glitch because for the first, I don't know, section of the game, every time I'd go through an area I had already explored, they'd populate it with enemies again. And so like, that's kind of nice. Like that keeps me engaged. Like, okay, here's somebody to fight. And I'm not spending a 15-minute walk from one side of this map to the other. Yeah. And then like just not doing anything except walking through the environment. And in my later part of that playthrough where I was like, okay, I'm going to go back from the second part of the level and I'm going to go back to level 1 because there's a bunch of side quests that I didn't complete. I'm going to go do those side quests and complete those before I kind of move on to the next tier. And so I went back down, and once I ran through that area again, there were no enemies to kill in the places where I had already been. So there was probably like a good 10-minute stretch where I ran from that elevator to where I needed to go in this side quest, and like just nothing. Like it's just me following a waypoint, and that's not fun. Like it's just me going from A to B to go get this part. And so I get there and he goes, oh, hey, now that you're here, thank you for doing that. Can you go back to where you just were and get this other thing? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Seriously? That's another 10-minute walk through an unpopulated area. Like, okay. And I think the developers saw that as an issue because at any given time you can call in a taxi cab to transport you from one area to another. But one, that requires you to know where you're supposed to go to use the taxi cab. And it also costs 1,000 credits to use the taxi cab. So, and once you get there in the taxi, I've found that it just drops you off at the train station. So there's also a train, and the train is free, but you have to go to the train station in order to ride it. And the train station is not always that close to where you need to fucking go in that part of the map. It's like, it's still, you know, if you go to the train station, that's probably a 2-minute walk to the train station. It's a 30-second ride on the train while that part of the map loads. And then it's probably a 2 or 3 minute walk to get to where you need to go. So like, it's just
5 minutes,
lot of
man.
fucking
5
downtime that I'm
minutes
running
sucks.
into. Like, I don't know. I'm going to
I
keep
think
playing
that
it,
game
but
would-
fuck.
Definitely benefit from playing with other people, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that game is meant to be, not meant to be played by yourself.
You may be right. Maybe I'm
And
playing it
Kind of how
wrong.
Dead Nation felt.
Like,
Really?
Like, it's still fun, but in those boring parts, if Colin and I were there, we'd be screwing around
Yeah.
and making it fun.
Shooting each other and shit.
So I would like to know how the co-op works, though. Like,
Yeah.
Let's play it right now.
well, so a way that I can see that working in our favor, like, I wonder if you share a quest
Yeah.
pool, right? Like, maybe you can go talk to that guy and I'm already where we need to go. So if you acquire the item, I can just go drop the item off. I wonder.
Maybe. I think
I doubt it,
sometimes it's like
but-
sometimes the top downs are like you kind of all have to stay in with
Yeah.
the same
But,
area.
but that's how it works in zombies. So like if you're in zombies and you're trying to turn the power on, if one person acquires the part for the pack-a-punch, then the person that's standing at the pack-a-punch just can insert the part. I don't have to run down there
Yeah.
and go insert the part.
With twin stick top down shooters, most of the time,
Look, you guys, quit shitting on my dreams.
you all have to stay within the window
yeah, it's
of
usually like
whoever the host is.
especially if you're playing on obviously the same screen. It's not going to do. It's not like
Yeah, if we were
like a
doing
Lego-
couch co-op,
Think of it
I'd
like a
imagine
Lego
that
game.
wouldn't
Like
work.
in Lego games, you're supposed to stay on the same
Yeah.
screen, but then they started doing the split screen thing. So that would be the only way they can make that work is if it's split into two screens when you go
Yeah.
off the screen. But I don't know about online. If online would give you your own separate window, I imagine it would.
Well, online, like, I'd imagine we'd all just have our own screens.
Yeah, that's-
and we
yeah.
wouldn't be. I can't imagine you're tied to each other.
I wouldn't think you would be, but who knows?
I think
I
you
don't
probably are.
Unless it's like a dungeon crawler kind of thing where like one person can kind of go ahead more.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Let's check that out and let's report back next week. And yeah, tell the listeners what's going on there. And I'm still liking it. Like, it's a good game. I am enjoying making my character a little bit more powerful. I found a bunch more upgrades. I have like a power now that's a shield. So instead of just this like forward one punch, which is still at my level, which I'm like level 10 or 11 right now, is still an instant kill for a lot of enemies, which is cool. So I don't know if maybe that scales with you as you're going up. It seems like probably it does. But I have a deployable shield. If I get really into an intense combat situation, I can just throw out that shield in front of me. And as I'm aiming my gun, that rotates around with wherever my gun is aiming.
Oh,
You can shoot
nice.
through it.
Yes,
That's
I can
cool.
shoot through the deployable
cool.
shield. So it travels with you as you're moving
Yeah.
and aims with you as you aim, which is cool. There's also a little bot that travels with you that you can deploy, and the shield and the punch and the bot are the bot and the shield are timed, and then the punch is basically the amount of energy that you have. You can only use it so often. But the bot, his main purpose seems to be to collect loot if you're in a combat situation. So there are times where, like, I spend a large amount of time running away from enemies. If I'm like level 10 or 12, whatever I am, and I'm shooting a level 22.
I was watching you play the one day, and you ran up on like these guys that were like more than double your level, and they hit you twice and you
It
died.
was like one shot or two shotted me.
He's like, I must not be able to go that way yet.
yeah, so one of the
That's your level cap gate.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time running away from those dudes. So I guess if I deployed my loot bot, he would just go gather those things as I'm running away and I don't have a chance to gather that loot. That might be useful, but for the most part, like I'm capable of gathering the loot myself. I don't need the bot to do it. It doesn't take that long. Just run through there, highlight it on the map. Like, I don't know. Maybe he does other things that I have not discovered yet. But for now, the bot does not seem very useful to me. And that was one of the complaints in the reviews that I was reading was like, oh, I was fighting these level 6 and 7 guys, and then out of nowhere, level 20 guys. Like, yeah, it's just gated. You're not supposed to go that direction, man.
Yeah, it's like RuneScape. I've never played that, but like try to go into like a certain area, they're gonna be higher level than you. You're gonna fucking live.
Yeah, like
you're gonna die instantly.
That's how RPGs work.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
A lot of you might run into a level 40 thing, and you're level 10, and you are fucked.
You gotta
You
run.
gotta fucking run if you can.
Right. Yeah.
They don't one hit you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Usually don't find out until they do one hit you.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
shit, level 40. Fuck.
I remember the first time I was playing Fallout 4, and I ran into one of those. I don't even remember what they're called. Basically it's a dinosaur thing.
A Deathclaw.
Deathclaw. I ran into a Deathclaw, and I was like just out exploring. I'm gonna go this way for as long as I can, and I ran into a Deathclaw, and I hopped up on a roof and just shot it nonstop until it died. And I was like, yeah, I bet I'm the first one that's killed one of these in this stupid game.
Game the system. Very nice.
Wow.
But I definitely wasn't supposed to be that far yet.
Usually that's usually to help you progress rather than people that just want to explore and shit when you shouldn't. No, progress through the story first.
Yeah, it's probably a quest you just glitched for later.
Yeah. Like, why the fuck is this person? Ah, shit.
I already killed
It says like
Deathclaw.
talk to them and you just fucking murdered them. It's like they become friendly after you reach that part in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're always hostile before then. Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm still enjoying it a lot. I like the powering up my character like I was saying. I don't really know how many weapons there are in the game, but I think I have found all the weapons. And if I have, it's kind of a bummer because there's only like 9. So hopefully maybe as I go to the different levels, I don't know how many levels there are. Like I said, I just kind of made it into level 2. Maybe I'll find some different weapons to use, but right now it's just been shotgun and assault rifle for a good 5, 6, 7 hours of gameplay. And it's not uninteresting, but I would kind of like a little bit more variety because I feel like I have the 2 most powerful weapons and it's kind of a done deal. Mm-hmm. So, one thing I don't like is that there is no save button.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Ooh, that's tough.
The only
Yeah.
there
is an
autosave checkpoint kind of thing, or
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you where those are.
oh my god. So like you'll quit the game, come back to it, and be like, I already did this, but okay.
And well, you're like, I don't know. I don't know when it last saved.
You
so when
pause
you go
the game and go to
when
save?
you pause the game, like I said, there's no save button, but there is a load checkpoint button in the pause screen. And when you go to the load checkpoint button, it will tell you how long it's been since your last save. And like, okay, like that seems to be the only way to check to see how long
That's pretty
it's
dumb.
been. And I think like going to that system and checking the last couple times, Troy, I think there might be an autosave that does not pop up and tell you, hey, it autosaved
This is
after
really
you
tiny in the
access
bottom left
menu.
screen.
And it might, but I look for it. Like,
Oh, you do?
I was trying to look and see where the autosave was. I can't see it. I don't know. But I think it might autosave after you exit out of the menu because I've gone into the menu several times and it's been like, hey, it's 2 seconds since your last save. So, okay. There is a save, evidently.
You could just press quit, and it would probably save it from that point.
Well, I don't know. I don't think if you press quit, it will save. I think because the quit menu like says, hey, it's been X amount since you're like, it also says that in the quit. So yeah, I think there's a save, but I'm not sure.
We should find out.
Yeah, we might find out on our next game time. So check that out. I don't know when it'll come out. We're already kind of an episode behind. I didn't edit last week's episode, so we'll see. We'll see when we can do a game time. Are you guys got any other stuff you want to talk about?
I think
Other than fights, I think we covered the fights.
I mean,
appropriately.
The thing that I kind of want to talk about is kind of fights. The D&D thing I'm about to do.
Yeah, but go ahead
Hoagie.
and plug that for sure.
So, Hoagie from I Can Marvel All Day.
Guest on the pod.
A couple weeks ago.
Friend of the pod.
He contacted a few of us and was like, hey, I'm looking to do this D&D thing. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to try D&D. I've made fun of a lot of D&D players, but I mean, you got to at least try it once,
Troy's a bully. Troy's a bully.
Yeah. Stab him, Colin.
I'll stab
Get him.
You got any steak knives? You
They're upstairs.
got any hockey sticks?
Third drawer to the left.
Steak
But-
knives and hockey sticks.
So we were throwing around the idea. We've met a couple times now. We've came up with a name, Dungeons and Dirtbags.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
We've all created our characters. We played our first session, which will be episode 0 for when and if we ever make a Patreon for this thing.
Yeah, Hoagie was talking about that being a Patreon episode, which I think there is potential for some pretty good comedy there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was very interesting first episode. Like I didn't think that I'd get into it as much as I have. And just that, like, it
So you
was
bought
just
like robes and everything, and you're gonna dress up as your character?
no.
Oh,
As in, like,
Oh.
as we progressed through our campaign of the, it was just a thing. So Madeline, Marvel
Yes.
expert, is also on this new podcast, and we had never played D&D before. We have no idea what's going on. We're just guessing by listening to D&D, other D&D podcasts.
sure.
So they wanted to run us through a session just to get our feet wet before we actually go and come and record this Sunday. And so we did, and I went to work the next day telling people about my D&D adventure and how my dwarf rogue is a badass.
Okay.
And I shot a goblin in the back and right in the center of the neck, and the blood was running down, and he just kind of fell. And then the other two goblins that were standing there, Hoagie, who is an Aarakocra, I think is how you say that, is an eagle man,
Of course.
has a trident.
Absolutely. Of course.
And he was flying above, as eagles do, and threw his trident at the second of the goblins and pinned it to the ground.
It's quite the throw.
Yeah.
Quite the
Just-
throw.
just-
Quite the.
Pinned it right from its chest.
This is
Quite the
spoiler
toss.
territory, Troy.
Yeah, you're
A
spoiling
little
the
bit.
D&D.
Come on.
Just one little thing.
Okay, these are highlights.
Yeah, just one little highlight because this fight scene stuck in my head. I did not think I'd remember this like I do in detail. Like I see it happening.
Okay.
The
I'm really
imagination.
the imagination is coming back, and then the third goblin turns and runs. And so Madeline and the other character, Levi's character, are chasing after this goblin. And I'm like, because I'm a dwarf, Madeline's a barbarian. I can't remember her race. But then the other guy's another huge dude. They're both like 6'8", and I'm a dwarf.
Right.
So they got these long legs, and they're like, in D&D, you have a run speed, and theirs is like double mine. And
Does the
so,
stride.
yeah,
Strides,
yeah. So they both try and do something to get this goblin to stop, and they both miss. And it comes up to my turn, and I look at Hoagie. I was like, "Can I just shoot my bow? Because I'm not gonna catch up to this thing." And he's like, "Yeah." So I shoot my bow. I peg it in the shoulder, and it starts slowing down. And then Madeline throws an axe and hits it in the back, like right in the spine, and drops it.
Poor goblin.
Oh.
This thing got fucked
We
up.
wanted to ask it why it was attacking us, so that's why I shot it lightly, and then she just smacked it in the back of the spine and dropped it.
It's not going to answer your questions, I bet.
So you have a Ouija board.
If I remember correctly, Madeline
roll yourself a Ouija
Dear
board.
Goblin.
Madeline still walked up to it and said, do you know why you were attacking us? And it was just...
The lights are flickering.
This Sunday, I believe we'll be live.
I don't. Hoagie said it was going to be live. I told him that he's going to broadcast it on Nerd Pop X on their Twitch channel, and I told him that you would co-stream on the Idiot Savants.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to check that out on Sunday, you're welcome to
Sunday
do
at
that.
2-ish.
Sunday at 2-ish. Okay.
I will check it out.
Yeah, I don't know when
excited.
this is going to come out. Is it going to be an every other Sunday kind of deal?
Every other Sunday kind of deal, but I kind of threw a wrench into the gears because of a church event. So I think after this Sunday, we're going to switch Sundays.
Okay.
If everybody's good with it. Hoagie said probably.
And those of you watching and viewing, I think Hoagie's also going to do YouTube episodes. You will probably see a familiar space because they are going to use Savant Studios to record this new podcast.
We'll be here. I will be home.
Which I'm very excited about because, like for me, I host this podcast, right? I don't. I do produce this podcast, but in conjunction with Malcolm. So this will be my first time. Like I'm going to listen to these episodes.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to help produce this pod. And I kind of feel like, I'm helping.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to be in it.
You're like aren't you doing like art and
I'm going to do some of the art for sure.
And
some of the layout stuff, camera layout stuff. Because Hoagie liked the way that we did it, so he was like, "Yeah, that, but for the D&D stuff."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
make it look more D&D-ish.
I can do that. So yeah, I'm gonna put up. So I bought some battle axes on eBay, so I'm gonna put up some battle axes as decoration.
Really?
No, I didn't do that. I absolutely.
I got
didn't
really
do that.
excited. 'Cause I would so just grab it off the wall because I'm the one that unlocks the door, right? So I'm just gonna answer the door with a freaking battle axe in hand.
Oh my god!
Who's ready to D&D?
All right, we're gonna end this thing. Thank you everybody so much for listening. This has been Crazy Train of Thought episode. Whatever the fuck we're on. Let me we got some outro music. Thank you everybody so much for listening. This has been Crazy Train of Thought episode. Whatever the fuck we're on. Brought to you by the Idiot Savants. I've been your host, Ryan Wolf. Thank you, Troy, for being on the episode. Thank you, Colin, for also joining me today. We had a great chat about fights. If you guys have been in some really cool fights, let us know in the comments below.
I want to hear them.
Maybe a video?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if you have any fighting videos.
Do not record
please.
videos for the sake of the pod. They have to be previously recorded videos.
Yes.
I could probably get a hold of my cousin.
Yeah.
We're stage a fight.
Yeah, we'll stage a fight for the podcast.
No, he's a UFC fighter.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Cool.
Still, stage a fight for the podcast.
Yeah, any comments on the Ascent or on Biomutant, let us know. And I think that's probably about
That's
it. All right.
Adios.
See you guys.
See ya.
That's all, folks.
What the fuck?